Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Grates Barbecue. I'm Big Ed. What we're doing today, man, is just an update, a 2.5 year update on our Lone Star Grill 3036. And so, hey, man, I got a couple of requests that said, hey, it's been a while. I want to see, an update for the Lone Star Grill 3036. And if you're new to the channel, I'll kind of go over this. This is my Lone Star Grill Grace. She's a 3036 offset cabinet by Lone Star Grills, 1/2 inch firebox, and all kind of upgrades and things like that. And keep this pit uncovered, just so you know. I think I put a cover on it the first month or so here and there, but ever since then it remains unprotected in the element, in the sun, in the rain. And I'm gonna just kind of walk you around and show you how beautiful and how well this pit stands up. And when maintained, definitely want to maintain your pit. So we'll go ahead and at this point do a little walk around. At this point, I've already went ahead and I've treated it with some mineral oil. I do, prior to that, I'll wait until the sun goes down and I'll wash it up and things like that. No soap or anything like that. Just a good old rag and some water. That's it, just to get the dust off, let it dry out. And then I treat it with mineral oil, not while it's cooking or warm or anything like that. I found it what works best for me and give me the look that I want is applying just good old mineral oil on a paper towel and just rubbing it in and letting it soak in and do its thing like that. So, all right, guys, here she is. This is Grace. Again, a 3036 offset cabinet by Lone Star Grills. And just one of my most sought after smokers. And hey, man, this thing is absolutely beautiful. I'll just kind of give you new guys a walk around. And I kind of like to start right here at the firebox. We have this 24-inch, 1/2 inch firebox that, you have this grill. You have this griddle section right here that comes standard. If you don't maintain this, it can tend to rust up on you. And all right, guys, so as you can see, not only do we have this griddle, which we can cook on, we're going to go ahead and lift this up. And as you can see right here, man, this is heavy duty stuff. That's that 1/2 inch to keep that a 1/2 inch firebox uniform. And under this griddle, you can go ahead and do your direct grilling right below your griddle here. And man, if that's not a desirable feature on a smoker, I really don't know what is. It makes this thing one of the most universal smokers out there, and at absolutely the best price point. You can't beat it. I will recommend removing this rack when not in use. And I tend to put it up on my top shelf inside my smoker, and that's simply to preserve the life of this rack, because that constant fire from that firebox will eventually cause wear. So when I'm not using this grate, I tend to keep it right here on the top shelf inside my smoker, and that's just to preserve the life of that grate. Because of course, when you're smoking, you're doing it for hours and hours, and eventually that grate, although this smoker will hold up, that grate will eventually give way. And so again, we're all about again, so we're all about maintaining things and keeping this thing in good condition. And so, yes, sir. I did opt to go with the 8-inch casters on this pit, which I'm glad I did. It makes, when I do move it, on the rare occasion that I do, around, a lot easier. Make sure you lock those casters once you get it set into place. And ask me how I know. All right, here we have our, again, we have the 1/2 inch steel firebox. We have our fire basket down in there, and just a couple accessories I like storing in there and stuff like that while I'm not using a smoker. Have our cool touch handles on all handles of the pit. We have this custom art, and as you can see, we have some pretty intricate stuff going on here, all kind of sharp cuts and points and things like that. But hey, man, they get it done, and they get it done well. It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful logo, and they did an excellent job with making it come into fruition for me. And we'll come around on the back side, which I have the utility rack. Keep your poker and your ash rake back down there. Have these dual 5-inch smokestacks at the top, which are adjusted by handles. I always keep my stacks cracked and my firebox vent slightly open, the dampener slightly open, just to keep air moving through the smoker, so we never get any mold or anything like that. That's that Lone Star Grill, Willis, Texas badge. Now it'll probably say Conroe. I think mine was one of the last to come out of the Willis production plant. And hey, man, I couldn't be more happier with this smoker to this day. Um, coming inside, we have 4 shelves that slide back and forth. The bottom one does have a handle, and the capacity is about, let's just say about 18 slabs of ribs. You can probably put about maybe 12 briskets on here, about 3 on each shelf. If you're smaller, you can probably squeeze 4 onto each shelf. About 24 pork butts, about 24 full birds on here. And absolutely beautiful. And by now, man, this thing is seasoned, and as soon as you open up, you get just an explosion of smoke. Smoke scent just coming right at you. Um, try to give you a look down in the belly of the beast. It's a tuning plate setup I got. And this is just her all the way open. So at the 2-year mark, I'm just as in love with this thing as I ever have been since it first showed up. Still a joy to behold. Still my go-to pit. And of course, we have here a Lone Star Grill Tell True thermometer. Does an excellent job of giving us our temps. And also have the collapsible table, which locks with the arm down there. And the original Dynamics, if you order this, is 10 inches. I did request to extend mine out to 12, so I have a 12-inch table. And as far as rusting goes, really no rusting, aside from the initial point where I found it last time, which is right on the tie-down section of the pit, but that's not a concern of mine. No significant wear or tear whatsoever. All right, guys, so I keep my smoker. I do it about every quarter, every 2 to 3 months. And, it's always based upon visual inspection of it. I'm always, it's something that I'm so proud of, I'm always peeping, and if I'm not cooking on it, making sure that it's in, the condition, there's no mold or anything like that building up. I'm just constantly checking on it and looking for any rust. And there is absolutely really no rust on this thing. There's a mechanism that's welded to it that you use to tie it down and things like that. That's really the only place that I find rust on it. The griddle I keep maintained, and I'm always looking around the firebox and maintaining my firebox, because that's one of the places that takes the most beating. And this is, again, 2.5 years into owning this thing, and it's just holding up absolutely wonderful, as you can see. If you have any plans on dealing or buying one of these from Lone Star Grills, hey man, I can assure you, you're not only getting a top-notch smoker, you're dealing with people who are friendly, customer service friendly. They understand all the changes and all the things that you may change your mind about. I initially had this plan to be the vertical smoker because I wanted the more shells, but then doing some research, I found and seen how big and tall that thing really, really is. And so I opted to go with the horizontal smoker, and I'm absolutely glad I did. It gives me a little bit more leeway and freedom to move my food around inside the cook chamber. If the left side of this smoker from my right to left, it's hotter on this side, on the left side of the smoker. That's where all the heat escapes. And so I have that ability to move my food with these wider racks closer away from the walls and move things around, period. It makes it just a lot more easier. And also, if you're not a big, tall guy, getting to that top shelf on the vertical smoker can be a little bit challenging. I've seen people with step ladders and things like that, and I don't want no parts of that, even though I'm 6 feet. But yeah, man, so as you can see, we done lost some daylight out here, and I can go on and on talking about the strengths of this Lone Star Grills, man. I use it as a water smoker. I don't have any rust or anything accumulating in the bottom of the pit. I keep it clean. I keep it maintained. And that's what it all boils down to. And it not only cooks beautiful, I keep it looking beautiful. And it's not hard to do. It's not hard to keep that rust off as long as you do everything that you need to do to make that happen. And that doesn't take anything more than just applying some mineral oil, washing it down, applying some mineral oil once every 2 to 3 months. And there you have it. You can leave it right out here like I do, uncovered, unprotected. I'm not under any shed or anything like that. And once this thing is done, getting treated with the mineral oil and stuff like that, it looks absolutely as beautiful as the day it shows up, if not a little bit more, because of course that mineral oil that put that shine on it, man, it got this thing looking absolutely crispy. But I thank you guys for having me. I'm glad to be back. And hey, we got some stuff coming up. We're going to get back to cooking real soon. But like I say, we've we've took some losses, unfortunately, and some painful ones. But we back, man. We back. So, hey, until next time, this is Big Ed of Grates Barbecue saying peace, love, and God bless.